If you clicked on this video, you might be feeling a lot of things today on Father's Day. How do I know? Because I'm feeling the exact same way as someone with the father wound. So maybe you're feeling sadness, maybe you're feeling anger, maybe you're feeling completely numb. Maybe you're reflecting on what you didn't get from your father that you deserve to have. And I want you to know that you're not alone in any of these feelings. And your experience is completely valid. So today on Father's Day, I'm holding space for us, Black women who carry a father wound, right? A wound that doesn't always get talked about in our families or in our communities. There's often not space for what we have experienced. But today we're talking about the father wound, what it is, how it shows up, and what healing can look like for Black women on a healing journey. So the father wound isn't always about whether your father was present or absent. It's deeper than that. It's about the emotional and spiritual impact of not being protected, of not being seen, of not being supported or affirmed by the person who was supposed to do that, the person who was supposed to help introduce you to this world. For many of us, the father wound is wrapped up in silence. Maybe it was the dad who was physically there, but emotionally unavailable. Maybe it was the dad who loved you, but couldn't express it. Or maybe it was a dad who was so wounded himself that he projected his pain onto you. This video is holding space for all of those experiences and many more. As Black women, especially as sensitive, intuitive Black women, this pain can really hit different. We're taught to be strong so often. We're taught to just get over it, to hold space for everyone else's pain but our own. But this wound is so deep, it can really shape how we love, how we receive love, how we trust, even how we see ourselves in the mirror. So transitioning to ways this wound might show up, feeling like you need to be hyper independent, or maybe the situations or circumstances you're in required you to be. It may be a feeling that you can't rely on anyone, that you always have to be the one to hold it all together, even if you're suffering inside. It can show up as people pleasing, trying to earn love by being good, helpful, perfect, hoping that the person you want so desperately to be in your life, to express love, will finally come around. It can be in difficulty trusting others, right? In relationships, platonic, romantic. It can look like longing for validation from emotionally unavailable people. It can also look like deep inner criticism, right? Being your own worst critic, judging yourself very harshly. And this may be inherited from the way maybe your father or father figure spoke to or about you. And sometimes we may not even realize we're carrying this deep wound that's leading to all of these things in our life until we embark on a journey to create healthy love, maybe even launch something out into the world or raising children of our own, right? And we start to feel a blockage come up. And so why this may hurt so deeply is because, especially as sensitive Black women, many of us were emotionally aware long before our caregivers were. We saw everything. Even when we were told we were too sensitive, too dramatic, just too much overall. And because many of our fathers and father figures were not given the tools to feel, right, we internalized their emotional limitations as our unworthiness. It is the effect of compounded harm, right, due to systems like anti-Blackness, patriarchy, white supremacy, generational trauma that is passed from generation to generation to generation without healing, right? Without processing what we've experienced. But here's a truth I really want you to hold close, especially today. Your father or father figure's inability to love you the way you needed and deserved to be was never your fault. And really let that sink in. Your father or father figure's inability to love you the way you needed and deserved to be was never your fault. You were always worthy of softness, protection, and presence. So how do we begin to heal from the father? So first it means stop pretending like it didn't hurt, right? giving yourself the space to tell yourself the truth, maybe for the first time. It means letting your inner child grieve what she didn't get, what she didn't receive, all those times you may have been disappointed, let down, harmed, physically, mentally, spiritually by your father or father figure. It means reparenting yourself with compassion, with love, with patience, and tenderness, giving yourself what you should have had. It means separating your worth from anyone else's ability to recognize it, right? And really sitting with the fact, internally validating for yourself that you are worthy and you always have been. It is learning to receive without guilt, without feeling the need to overperform. And so this may look like going to therapy, which I will link therapy resources in the description section. It may look like doing inner child work, which I'm working on something that I'll be launching soon. It may be through journaling, voice noting, through reconnecting with your ancestors. For many of us, right, healing the father wound can be a really difficult process. It can be a lifelong one. I don't think there's any destination we reach where we're finally healed. But know, right, that you are allowed to create safety and stability for yourself now, even if you never received it from the person or the people you should have. Even if no one ever taught you how, you can still learn and give that to yourself. So today, if you're feeling the ache, which a lot of us are, the numbness, the longing, I want to offer you this. You're not broken. You're not too sensitive. You don't have to just get over it. You are not unworthy. Never have been, never will be. You are a masterpiece in healing. You are someone who deserves softness, who deserves care, who deserves respect, even if you were never afforded it. And while we may never get the apology that we deserve, the embrace or the fathering, right, that could have guided us, we can now give ourselves a new story. We have the power to do that for ourselves in sacred community like this one. So this can be the year that you start your healing journey. If you're just now recognizing that you have a father, not because you owe anyone forgiveness for their actions, but because you deserve internal peace. I feel like I need to say that again. Not because you owe anyone forgiveness for their actions, for their inability to show up, to respect you, to value you, to care for you. You don't owe anyone that. But you do deserve internal peace. And that can be your motivation. I'm sending so much love to the version of you that had to grow up too soon, which is the case for so many of us, to the version that still aches, maybe, for your father or father figure to show up as they should have, to the version that is choosing to heal anyway. I want you to know that you are sacred, you are seen, and you are so, so loved. And if this video resonated, please feel free to share with someone who needs it today or in the future, someone who is experiencing the pain, the trauma of having a father wound, and choosing to heal, right? Because we deserve inner peace. If this video resonated with you, please like it. Please comment below so that we can learn from each other, as so many of us are in the process of healing, recognizing how the father wound has shown up. So please share what healing has meant for you. Any tips that you'd like to share are welcome in the comments. And I want to thank you so much for watching this video, for being a part of this community, which is a safe place on the internet for Black women and femmes to share what we're going through, to allow space for our sensitivity, for our sacred gifts to shine through, and to share resources and knowledge with each other so that we don't have to embark on any of this along our healing journeys alone, because a lot of us are healing from the exact same thing. Thank you for watching.